So are cracks in the consumer economy beginning to show? Lower income households are cutting spending to offset slow wage growth and the rising cost of housing, groceries, and electricity. Many are increasingly relying on debt and turning to buy now, pay later options. But working class Americans aren't the only ones in a cash crunch. While the top 10% of earners now make up nearly half of all consumer spending, they too are looking for bargains. We're seeing more affluent shoppers flocking to discount stores like Walmart, Dollar General, Dollar Tree. Karina, I wonder what you make of this. We've been trying to get a gauge of the U.S. consumer, how they're feeling. We've talked a lot about the buy now, pay later. As Marcus Lemonis calls it, buy now, pay never. Does it feel like we're coming out of the worst of this, or do you feel like we're going into the worst of it?
I think that the road ahead is bumpy. Wages for real incomes for your normal household in America have mostly stagnated over the last year. So that's one factor in all of this. People are tightening the belt a little. But the other thing that worries me is what's going to happen when tariff prices start being passed on more and more to the consumer. Obviously, businesses are trying to find ways to either take on those costs themselves. We saw that last month, or find different avenues to stocking. But eventually, I worried that this will either be passed on to the consumer or will be reflected in hiring.
Dagan, what do you think?
If this doesn't get fixed, expect more Mamdanis.
Yes.
And it is a systemic problem. It is a multi-generational problem. But quite frankly, the Republicans, now back in charge, haven't done anything about it. And some of the policies that have been put in place are kind of a repeat of the COVID disaster, in the sense of, with tariffs, you're running a small business, you're just struggling with a low margin operation to begin with. You don't have the people and the professionals at your fingertips to help you navigate your imports from overseas. And so policies that they've crushed the small business and the small operator, and your Amazon, your Walmart does just fine. And so that is a rich people versus everybody else benefit. And also the asset prices being inflated by fiscal and monetary policy, that's still going on.
Jackie.
This stat was intriguing to me, that working class Americans now have 22% below pre-pandemic savings levels. And remember, during the pandemic, a lot of people saved because they weren't doing anything or going out or buying clothes or whatever. And so the savings rate shot up, but they weren't able to hold on to any of that. And now they're back in the hole, worse than they were even before, doing buy now and pay later. I would just say this to folks out there who are struggling, and I hope buy now, pay later isn't for necessities, although I realize for some people it is. We've seen tough times economically in history before. These are the times where shoppers do have to tighten their belts, families do. Some of that discretionary stuff does have to go away to make ends meet. And the numbers need to be honed in on for your personal budget, to make sure you are putting money away, to make sure that you are saving and still doing what you need to do. And sometimes that means making the not so fun choices of not taking a vacation, or not going to a dinner, or not going to a concert. And I just caution people, because the government's not going to take care of you when this all goes bust. You're going to be on your own. And so if you keep spending with the buy now, pay later, it's not going to end up well.
That's a really interesting point on who's going to take care of you, because you've got people, DeRoy, dipping into their 401ks, and they're eating into their nest egg, okay, whatever they've tried to build. And the idea that, like, how's a Mamdani going to take advantage of this when you've lost the ability to achieve independence and provide for yourself? That's when a Mamdani comes in and says, but I've got you.
Yeah.
See, they made you eat into your savings, but I'm going to take care of that for you. So to me, the road to dependency runs first through people who can't achieve their own financial independence. And that's what I worry about with the buy now, pay later, eating into your 401k, et cetera.
Well, there's an answer to all of this, and that's robust economic growth, which is what I want to see. And I think the one big, beautiful bill with the tax reductions and all that, I think offers us some hope. Same with deregulation. If interest rates are going to keep going down, that also could be helpful. One thing that's been very sluggish, I was asking earlier what the oil price is, about $60 per barrel. It seems like it's just stayed there. And despite the president's drill, baby, drill rhetoric and I think policies, I've been expecting to see oil prices go down. And they've just been stuck in the 60 to 62 range the whole year, and electricity prices are going up. So I'd like to see more efforts, whatever they are, and if it's more deregulation or just more energetic drilling and energy plant construction on the part of the energy companies, electricity companies, et cetera. If we get electricity prices and energy prices in general to go down, that would tend to bring down potential inflation, lowers the costs, makes things a lot easier for people, makes it a lot easier to open up a factory and fuel it, and power it. So I want to see more efforts to get the energy situation more conducive to growth.
Yep, that's got consumer and business benefits for sure.